why am I not talking to you about Allen Fieldhouse and the treasure that it is, what it means to coach in there and to, kind of honor the past through that?
I know it's a big deal because you're around it all the time, and you see how people inside the building feel about it from the history, and it just has a different feel to it, as you know. But I also think, and I learned this with Mr. Iba in Stillwater, that if you see him all the time, you don't realize what a big deal he is outside your area, because you're used to seeing him as just one of the community.
Yeah.
And Allen Fieldhouse is the same way to me. Like, it's unbelievable. It's great. It's the best home court. All these things. But when you go to other places and they start talking about, oh, you got to go to Allen Fieldhouse and stuff, it kind of gives you a different feel, because I think sometimes as a player and a coach here, you take for granted how good it is.
Yeah.
You get outside your area and everybody's saying, oh, it's the bucket list, it's the best, which I haven't been everywhere, but I can't believe there's any place better. There may be places, as good or close to, but I can't believe there's any place better. And then to see what, our administration is doing with Allen and the renovations to probably bring it up to speed and put it in a place that we know for the next 20 or 30 years that the amenities and everything are intact, to make sure that there's no major renovations in the next period of time. And because it's going to be special when they get it done. Special, and it's going to feel like you're in a place that's just recently been built, but still yet it opened and went 56 or 57 or whenever it was. You have to be a contributor to make better, but you also have to be a caretaker to preserve the past. And I think that's kind of the way I see this place is being a caretaker to so many things that people around here, and myself included, could take for granted if you don't see it, if you see it each and every day. You take for granted that it's it's 15 degrees and it's an ice storm, and you're playing a non-conference game, and you take for granted when you come out of the locker room that there's still 15-5 and every game is sold out. You take that for granted. We haven't played for less than a sellout here since 2001. And to me, a bad crowd is if the corners aren't filled because not everybody showed up that day. You just don't get that at other places. I know that when almost before every game at tip-off, I'll turn to my staff and I said, "Ain't bad, is it?" It's pretty good. It's with Dr. Naismith and Dr. Allen and the rules and. How many places have the inventor of the game as their first coach and the father of basketball coaching as their, second or third coach? I mean, there's not too many like that.
One last thing about the Fieldhouse specifically is just, I often wonder what that feeling is like. You mentioned on the bench, but just when you walk out that tunnel, it's got to be a power surge to.
Yeah, it is. It is. People have asked me, because there's so many changes going on in college basketball, and in college athletics in general. And, well, Bill, how long do you want to do this and do that? And I tell people, you know what? I think I could be content with, coaching at a lower level, just for the thrill of coaching the kids and seeing if you can get 5 or 8 kids to do exactly what you want them to do, and seeing how good they could become doing it without maybe as many distractions. And then I started thinking about, no way. No, hey, after walking out of that tunnel for a big game, after being in an under 4 timeout, when no players can hear you and have to lip read. To me, after doing those things, you become so spoiled that's the adrenaline rush that you get that I don't think can be replaced. think one of the best things is an afternoon game where the sun's coming through the windows. I love 3 o'clock games.
Yeah.
To me, they're the best time to play.
Yeah.
1 o'clock's okay, and I'm not putting it down, but for some reason, when the sun's above you, you don't get the feel when it's setting or whatever.
Yeah.
So and shining through the windows. But I really like those 3 o'clock start. That to me is different. As little things as the cheer squad or the band wearing tuxedos on senior night, or the cheer squad wearing 1950s whatever type outfits. Now I know they're not the exact same outfits, but you get the appearance that it's got an old school feel to it that you don't get very often. On senior night, everybody throwing flowers on the floor. Other people do cool things. I don't think that anybody does more things that demonstrate respect for the people that came before you more than we do.